These voices, stories, and reports that make the difference. This is Agidigbo News, 88.7 FM.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio, Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening. Welcome to the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Olamide Badmus. First, the headlines. Tinubu insists reforms painful but necessary as Nigerians raise voices over hardship. Oilia to hold stakeholder summit to address open grazing conflict. Law adherence. European Union agrees 90 billion euro loan for Ukraine but without using Russian assets. Australia plans gun payback after Bundy massacre has suffers and no victims. Anthony Joshua threatens to kill underdog Jake Paul in the ring in Miami. Now the details. President Bola Tinubu has acknowledged the economic hardship Nigerians have endured since the commencement of his administration's far-reaching reforms, insisting that the measures, though painful, remain necessary to stabilize the economy and secure long-term prosperity. President Tinubu spoke while presenting the 2026 appropriation bill to a joint session of the Senate and House of Representatives at the National Assembly, describing the proposal as a budget of consolidation, renewed resilience, and shared prosperity. Addressing lawmakers, the president said the past 2.5 years had been deliberately devoted to confronting entrenched structural weaknesses that had undermined growth and fiscal sustainability for decades. According to the president, the hardship occasioned by the reforms was temporary and unavoidable if the country was to escape a cycle of economic fragility. In the same vein, President Bola Tinubu has asked the National Assembly to approve the extension of the implementation of the 2025 Appropriation Act to 31st of March 2026 as part of efforts to end the practice of running multiple budgets simultaneously. The request was contained in a letter read today during a special plenary of the House of Representatives by the Speaker, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, where the President explained that the new request supersedes an earlier communication dated 16th of December 2025 and was submitted to address persistent overlaps in Nigeria's budget execution cycle. President Tinubu also stated that the proposed amendment would allow for full release of at least 30% of capital allocations to ministries, departments, and agencies, noting that delayed releases had continued to undermine budget performance. The president further stated that the repeal and reenactment of the 2024 Appropriation Act would revise its total size to 43.56 trillion naira, while the 2025 budget will be adjusted to 48.32 trillion naira and extended to cover the period ending 31st of March 2026. A coalition of Islamic groups have cautioned Muslim leaders and clerics across the country against undue interference in ongoing tax reform discussions, warning that such matters are technical, constitutional, and should be handled by relevant government institutions. The groups, under the umbrella of a coalition of Islamic organizations for national development (CIOND), said this in a statement signed by the coalition's national coordinator, Sheikh Abdurrahman Musa, noting that tax reform policies are economic and administrative issues that should not be politicized. According to the statement, while Islam encourages justice, accountability, and fairness in governance, it does not support the distortion of public policy debates through sentiment that could inflame religious tensions. The coalition noted that recent comments by some religious figures risk misleading the public and creating unnecessary suspicion about government policies aimed at strengthening revenue generation and economic stability, and further urged Muslim leaders to focus on their primary responsibilities of moral guidance, peace building, and social harmony rather than making pronouncements on technical fiscal policies beyond their competence. The Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority, OILEA, has announced readiness to host a one-day stakeholder summit to address escalating cases of killings, injuries, and the destruction of farmlands and settlements linked to open grazing conflicts across the state. The summit, which will be held on Monday, 22nd of December at Lecheto Event Center, Awolowo Avenue, Ibadan, will be chaired by the State Governor, Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde. Announcing the initiative, the chairperson of the authority, Honorable Justice Aderonke Aderemi, said the gathering will unite key stakeholders to examine security challenges arising from farm invasions, violent clashes, and property damage, and to chart collective solutions. According to Honorable Justice Aderemi, the summit is aimed at deepening the understanding of the Oyo State Open Rearing and Grazing Regulation Law 2019 and promoting its fair and effective enforcement. Justice Aderemi stated further that the summit will serve as a platform for dialogue, cooperation, and sustainable solutions aimed at fostering peace, strengthening security, and ensuring adherence to the rule of law across Oyo State. Day 19 of the Agidigbo Children's Carnival was filled with joy and energy as children and parents gathered to enjoy another exciting day of activities. The cheerful setting, decorated with bright colors and lively displays, created an atmosphere of celebration and fun. With a mix of educational games and recreational activities, families shared moments of laughter, bonding, and unforgettable experiences. Agidigbo FM News correspondent Rodiat Amzat reports.
Day 19 of the Agidigbo Family Funfair continued with great excitement as children arrived in beautiful, colorful outfits, many with creatively painted faces, adding to the lively atmosphere. Children took part in many activities such as bouncing castles, slides, swing, and swimming, while parents relaxed and enjoyed themselves at the cinema. There were also live musical performances which made the event more enjoyable. Some children participated in fun games like dancing competition, bottle picking games, and the sit when the music stops game. In an interview with Agidigbo FM News correspondent, a parent, Mrs. Oladipukpo Miriam, expressed her happiness over the gift her children received, saying they were beyond her expectations.
So I'm here at Agidigbo. So I bring my children here for celebrating Children Carnival with Alhaji Oriyomi Hamzat. So as you can see, we have a lot of fun here. You can see, and we are going home with a lot of gifts like box and bottle, many things. It's inside that bottle. So a lot of children are here. They are very happy. So they engage themselves in playing games. So we even take noodles. So we are very happy, and we want to use this time to greet Alhaji Oriyomi Hamzat for their efforts. So Jazakumullah khairan to Alhaji Oriyomi Hamzat. May we celebrate more of this in life. Inshallah, Rahman Bikudratullah.
In another interview with Agidigbo FM, Mr. Abdul Qadri said his children really enjoyed the event and he offered prayers to Dr. Oriyomi Hamzat.
I brought my younger brother here for Children Carnival. We have a fun. They took a nice place for this place. We have our best time for fun in this place.
Thanks Oriyomi very much. Tried. Have fun, so and we enjoy it very well. So he tried very well. So thanks for Oriyomi.
Some of the children at the Agidigbo Family Funfair described the event as fun-filled, saying they enjoy taking part in many activities.
I came for children carnival. I am very happy. I enjoy myself. And my game is sliding and swing and bouncy car too. I really enjoy. I really appreciate Alhaji Hamzat Oriyomi.
The Agidigbo family fun fair is still ongoing, with more exciting moments ahead as families continue to enjoy the fun, bonding, and joy that the event brings. Radia Tamzat, Agidigbo FM News.
Now it is time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Agidigbo FM United Kingdom. I am Folashade Familusi. European Union leaders have struck a deal to give Ukraine a 90 billion euro loan after failing to agree on using frozen Russia assets. The agreements, which leaders said would meet Ukraine military and economic needs for the next 2 years. European Union chief Antonio Costa wrote on X as they announced the deal, saying they committed and delivered. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he was grateful to European leaders for the deal, which he had described as significant support that they truly strengthen their resilience. TikTok's Chinese owner ByteDance has signed binding agreements with the United States and group of investors, including Oracle, Silver Lake, and the Emirati investment firm, to prevent the ban of the app unless it was sold. In April 2024, during President Joe Biden's administration, the United States Congress passed a law to ban the app. Some business owner Tiffany Cianci said she hoped the incoming investors will maintain the app user experience for entrepreneurs like her. The deal, which is set to close on 22nd of January, would end year of efforts over national security concerns. That ends the news from Agidigbo FM United Kingdom. I am Folashade Familusi.
Welcome back. We shall also be moving to our Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Amzat Studio, Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Uluwatosin Soya. European Union leaders decided on Friday to borrow cash to loan 90 billion euros to Ukraine to fund its defense against Russia for the next 2 years, rather than use frozen Russian assets, sidestepping divisions over an unprecedented plan to finance Kyiv with Russian sovereign cash. The leaders also gave the European Union a mandate to keep working on a so-called reparations loan based on Russian immobilized assets, but that option proved unworkable for now, above all due to resistance from Belgium, where the bulk of the assets is held. The EU leaders said Russian assets totaling 210 billion euros in the EU will remain frozen until Moscow pay war reparations to Ukraine. If Moscow ever takes such a step, Ukraine could then use the money to pay back the loan. Australia will launch a national gun buyback scheme following the mass shooting in Sydney. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said on Friday as hundreds of surfers and swimmers paddled out of Bondi Beach to honor victims. The buyback would be similar to gun reforms introduced soon after the massacre in 1996 in Tasmania Port Arthur after a lone gunman killed 35 people, which prompted authorities to implement some of the world's toughest gun laws. It will be recalled that 15 people were killed and dozens wounded last Sunday in Bondi after 2 gunmen opened fire at people celebrating Hanukkah, the Jewish festivals of light. In the shooting's aftermath, authorities have ramped up patrols and policing across the country in an effort to prevent further violence. And that ends the news from Kule Amzat Studio at Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya.
Welcome back once again. Now in the exciting world of sports, Anthony Joshua has issued a chilling warning to Jake Paul ahead of their fight in Miami, saying he would be willing to kill his opponent once they step into the ring on Friday night. The former two-time heavyweight champion delivered the stark message during fight week in Florida, rejecting any suggestion he might show mercy to the YouTuber turned boxer. Instead, Joshua insisted the bout will be with full intent. Joshua's comments come amid online speculation that the Netflix-built contest could be staged. Claims he has flatly dismissed Joshua, who has recorded 25 knockouts in 28 victories, said his public image as a polite and respectful figure will be completely abandoned on fight night at the Kaseya Center, framing the clash as a brutal, do-or-die encounter rather than a crossover spectacle. To wrap up the news this evening, here is a recap of the headlines. Tinubu insists reforms painful but necessary as Nigerians raise voices over hardship. Hoylia to hold stakeholder summit to address open grazing conflicts, law adherence. European Union agrees on £90 billion loan for Ukraine but without using Russian assets. Australia plans gun buyback after Bundy massacre as suffers honor victims. Anthony Joshua threatens to kill underdog Jake Paul in the ring in Miami.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo887fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news, stories and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
And before we go this evening, here is a quick tip. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. Never stop trying. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Olamide Badmus. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information is power. At Agidigbo 88.7 FM, we bring the news from top to bottom.
The Oyo State government has said the over 1.5 million out-of-school children.
We give you reports from Oyo State.
The Oyo State House of Assembly has called for thorough investigation.
The Southwest in Nigeria and the rest of the world.
Has clarified that the body did not receive any cash support from international development.
Trust us to keep you informed every hour, every day.
Agidigbo 88.7